I'm here with Liam McEneaney.
McEneaney, yes.
McEneaney. How are you?
I'm good. It's always good to... Well, I've never been at comical radio before, so this is a big thrill.
It's always good to be in these podcast environments.
I haven't performed in this building since it was Show World, and I had a horrible heroin addiction that made me strip and suck strangers' dicks for money. So it's actually really good to be back.
Good times?
Good times.
Are you bringing back the traumatic memories?
No traumatic memories. I made a lot of money.
Nothing traumatizing when you're on heroin, I guess.
Exactly.
But do you know what you're going to talk about on the show today?
Nope. I have no idea.
You know,
this is the only pre-interview we've done, so I have no idea what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Probably going to talk about my movie, Tell Your Friends, the concert film, which you can learn more about at tellyourfriendsmovie.com.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've actually had Victor Varnado on the show, who I understand you probably worked with.
Yeah, he directed the movie.
Mm-hmm. So I assume you were in contact with him.
Yes, I've talked to Victor once or twice.
And we've also had somebody... Oh! Speaking of which, you're a fan of Richard Pryor. I saw in your bio. We have Richard Pryor Jr. coming on the show today. He's not a comedian. He's like a jazz musician kind of thing.
I've met Richard Pryor Jr. before.
Oh, okay.
He's a super nice guy, super sweetheart.
You can catch up on some old times.
Okay.
I actually saw your doppelganger before you entered, and I asked him. I showed him like your biopic, and I asked him, "Are you this person?" And he's like, "Ha, no."
Oh, he did.
But he was wearing glasses. He had the same kind of disheveled look.
Uh-huh.
It was really weird. And then you walked by 10 seconds later.
Did you? And you let him into the building?
Well, I mean, he had a key to the building.
So you let a stranger into the building.
Well, I mean, I'm not the doorman, but that's not my responsibility.
Right.
If someone gets shot on the 7th floor, I'm
Right.
not held accountable.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first hooker that's been murdered at the old Show World building. Listen to Comical Radio on iTunes.
One of my music videos is on a porn site.
Really?
Yeah.
Which site?
Sweetlicious.net.
I never even heard of that.
It's a Brazilian porn site, and my last name, Ku, actually means butthole in Portuguese. So they wrote, check out Esther Ku's masturbating everyday music video. It says, what a name. I typed it into Babelfish to translate what it said.
I can't ever go to that site. I don't know if I could ever jerk off to someone I know.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kidding. You're joking, right?
I'm actually totally serious.
I only jerk off to people I know.
Yeah, I think that makes it way better.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No, I would never.
Because then you can put their personality quirks into it also.
Yeah.
You know?
I would never be able to look any of you in the eye especially Danny, if I jerked off.
I've jerked off to everyone at this stage.
Let's try it now.
What if you knew you wouldn't meet them again?
We have a big tablecloth.
That's a really good question. I mean, the answer is, I don't know. It's like, I will say, you know what? I do jerk off to women who I've almost hooked up with, and then one thing or another hasn't gone right. And so, like, occasionally, like, oh yeah, if only.
Yeah, because they didn't give it to you in real life. At least you can take it from them in your mind.
That she wrote while selling me this.
Testing the pen. Well, the pen testing.
So I do. What does crossover appeal mean? What's that? No.
I don't know. I just like that phrase. I just wrote it down because I wanted to steal it from my bio.
What's interesting is actually that is a lot of what the Tell Your Friends concert film was about, because 2/3 of it is a film, like a concert that we shot at the Bell House, featuring like alternative indie comedians like Reggie Watts, Kurt Braunohler, and Kristen Shaw, Christian Finnegan, Leo Allen, and then 1/3 of it is talking to comedians who've successfully come out of that scene. People you wouldn't even necessarily think of, like Jeannie Garofalo and Mark Maron, obviously, but we talked to Colin Quinn and we talked to Jim Gaffigan. It's like doing clubs, what it's like doing shows.
It was good for a while then, The money's not there, And
yes,
you gotta stop it.
Yes, we talked to a 1930s Italian candy store owner.
That was my Colin Quinn impression.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You think? Not good?
What'd you think?
It was good. The money wasn't there, so,
Here, put this cap on before it dries out.
Oh, okay. That's what they said.
And then,
that's what she said.
Show business,
Liam McEneaney is just walking out of Comical Radio headquarters. He just wrapped up with his interview. That went longer than expected because Richard Pryor Jr. hasn't showed up yet.
Right.
How was the interview?
It was great. I had a really good time. I love Danny. I've met Chris before, but it was good actually talking to him. And
So you didn't talk to him the first time you met him?
I mean, I talked. It's like the thing is when you're meeting people through comedy, it's like you just talk on more of a superficial level.
Yeah, and just trying to tell jokes to one another,
Well, it's just more like, hey, how you doing? What do you do? Like,
okay.
A lot of times comedian conversations are like just dogs sniffing each other out more than anything.
And this wasn't a case of that?
I mean, actually, this was sometimes you do interviews or radio shows or podcasts, and it's just like joke, but we got into some really interesting stuff. We talked about some interesting subjects.